Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, welcome to you, and if you're a returning viewer, big welcome back. I'm glad you guys are joining me for another video. We are going to talk about all kinds of good stuff. The first thing I want to chat about is Advents. This year's Advent, the pre-order did close, so that is it for pre-orders. I do have one still available that I'm going to be putting up for sale as a for sale order, not a pre-order. But I did want to let you guys know that. So it's just one left for the 2023, and I'll be putting that up there in the coming weeks until it sells. So there's just one more available. But I wanted to let you guys know that. Unfortunately, you cannot use that discount code anymore if you are a subscriber. That is a subscriber of the newsletter. I'm sorry, but I had a limited time for that to be available, and I hope that you would take advantage of it when it was good to go. So it did expire, so I just want to let you guys know that. But if you do want to be notified of future like discounts or sales or anything like that, I don't have a lot of sales, but I do offer discount codes once in a while, and if you'd like to get those, you definitely want to be subscribed to the newsletter, and you can find the link below for the newsletter. Actually, if you just go to the website, it's the website, it'll pop up and ask if you want to subscribe to the newsletter. All right, so next we are going to get into works in progress. I have a finished object, but this was kind of a weird finished object because it is the knitted knockers. I just have one knitted knocker done, and I think I might have talked about this in the last video because it was basically done, but I finally cast it off, so it is completely finished. So I have one of another set of knitted knockers done. So I have a complete set, and then I have one, and then I'm going to do the other one. So this is with that Plymouth yarn. It is, let me tell you the exact base here. It's the Clio yarn. It's 100% mercerized Pima cotton. Very soft. And I actually really liked working with it because it was not as splitty as other cotton yarns. So it's really interesting. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's kind of this chained ply. So it's very unique, and it does not split as much. So I really enjoyed working with that. So if you do find a place that sells that Plymouth yarn, Clio yarn, I do recommend trying it if you're looking for a nice cotton that's super soft and not terrible to work with. So this actually, this one's finished, and then I cast on, so now we'll get into works in progress. So works in progress, I did cast on a new one, but I decided so I'm going to do another in this color, but then I cast on a new one just because I wanted to work with a different base. And this is by Cascade. It's Cascade. Yeah, Cascade Yarns Ultra Fine, or Ultra Pima Fine. It's kind of their well-known base for knitted knockers, 100% Pima cotton. It's very soft. I found this to be a little bit splitty, I have to say. Again, it always has to do with how you knit, your technique of knitting, but I did find this to be a little splitty so far. I have not made a lot of progress, as you can see. It's just starting to get there, because I'm doing all of these D size. So I mean, I've just started. It's gonna be the same size as here we go. It's gonna be the same size as this one. So just started it. But it's very soft, that's for sure. Like, I could see this being against your skin as quite pleasant, but the knitting is a little finicky, but it's not terrible. So this is I'd say the fairest color of all the colors that I'm using. So I've got one set done, half a set done. Once I get this done, I'll technically have another set done, and then I'll just be doing another of this base and another of this chocolatey brown base, and then I will have my 3 sets done, because that's my goal, because I'm going to be going to the Michigan Fiber Festival coming up. So just let you guys know, if you're not aware, there is a really big fiber festival in Allegan, Michigan coming up here mid-August. I think it's August 16th, 17th, 18th. I think that's it. Or 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, something like that. It's that weekend. So if you happen to be in Allegan, Michigan, or nearby, and you want to make a trip to go do that, I highly recommend it. I've gone, this will be my 4th year, and it's kind of a tradition for my mom and my sister to go. So we'll be going, and I'm really excited because then I can give these to Knit Michigan. They will have a booth there, and they will be promoting, I think they'll have kits. So if you want to take a kit and then create it, like donate your time to make it, you can do that. That's what I did with my 2 hats that I have knit up. And then they also take donations. So if you have yarn to donate, but also if you have finished objects, comfort items to donate. So I'm very excited to get those donated. So I worked on that just a little bit the other day. And then I also only worked on this one tiny bit. So I'm going to talk about it really briefly, but then I'll get into my other projects. And this is that Granny Square blanket. KnittyNatty is the designer that I based my basic design on. I really think I only did like half of a side of this. I really did not work on this much this week. I was very distracted by my Remy Cami because I can't help myself. It's 91 degrees today Fahrenheit. So I kind of wanted to work on a tank top and get that done because we are in the peak of summer temperature right now. So I really want to get that cami done because, like I said, I really wanted to wear my other Remy cami, and that is not, to me, I would not feel comfortable wearing that in public. So this one, I'm very hopeful that I'll be able to wear it to the Michigan Fiber Festival if it's going to be hot, because that would be wonderful. I wanted to knit a tank top because every year it's been like in the 80s and it's so hot and humid. So there you go. So again, I just did a little on this. This is super fun. I'm taking scraps from all of the advents that I've ever received in the past couple years, including ones I've created for Multifarious Nature, and I'm literally just taking a strand of 2 different colors randomly and then knitting them held together double, and it's creating this beautiful marbled effect, which is really fun. So currently I'm holding these 2 together, and it's creating kind of this creamy, really vibrant purple. I love this purple. This was from my the Multifarious Nature Advent last year. I love this purple so much. So pretty. So there you go. There it is so far. Really fun, easy, and relaxing. I just haven't worked on it much because, like I said, I've been working on the tank top, which I guess I should talk about the tank top next. So the project I've worked the most on, I say the most, but I don't know if really, yeah, it is. I guess this is the one I worked on the most. There's 2 that I've worked on pretty simultaneously, but every night I've been working on this. And so this is that Remy camisole, Remy Cami by Kadri. This is my second one. Oh, I actually stopped in a good spot because it's nice and in half. So it looks super teeny tiny, but you have to remember it's ribbed, so it will stretch. This one definitely has more negative ease than the last one I made, so I think this is going to fit a lot better. The depth of the yoke is definitely going to be better. It's not, the V is not so extreme, and my biggest fear though is if it will fit nicely under my arm. I think it'll be okay though. This is this ongoing battle because when I tried it on, I only had like this much knit up, and it's hard to gauge exactly where that underarm is going to fall. So now that I've knit further, I really should try it on again. I really should. I think I'm going to do that. So I'll probably try this on again today, just so I can see if my progress is, mainly if this is going to hit the right spot. Clearly I'm adding more weight. The more I knit at the body, it's going to add more weight, which will help elongate this. as well as when I black it, it's gonna also grow a little bit because it is a cotton linen base. For those of you that are new, I probably should tell you the base. It's Juniper Moon Farms Zoe yarn. Whoop, there we go. It's 60% cotton, 40% linen. I really like this base, you guys. Really like knitting with it. It's not bad. I'm not a big cotton person. I say this every single time I talk about any cotton yarn. I am not a big cotton person, but it's not bad. It's starting to grow on me, but for me at the moment, I still lean towards cotton blends as being more favorable for my hands, but to each their own. But yes, we will see. I'm going to try it on. That way I can see how it fits under my underarm. Because the biggest part is I needed to make sure my bust was complete, because otherwise your bust is going to totally affect the way this fits. It just will. So as long as I have something that goes under bust, then I can tell how this is really going to fit. So I don't know. I think I'm pretty much there that I'd probably be able to try this on and have under bust and be okay. So we'll give it a try, and hopefully it will fit okay. But the colorway I think is grape. Yeah, 66 grape, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Cute little lock and loo progress keeper. So I have worked on it quite a bit, as you can see. I mean, inches and inches and inches. So I've been working on this quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun. It's because ribbing, just kind of fabulous. It's really wonderful to work on. So primarily I've been working on that, and I'm using my interchangeables. And these are, if you're not familiar, they're Knit Picks, and there's the Majestic 4-square. So they have like a square shape, which is actually that also makes it pleasant to knit with cotton, because like I said, my hands it's a little too much for me sometimes. But I do find that since I've been using squares with cotton, it's actually not so bad. So maybe that's part of my issue too. I'm not tensioning my hands so tight. So there you go. None of it's sponsored. I've bought all of this yarn and all of these tools. Nothing has been given to me. I don't think I worked on this at all. Yeah, I'm looking at it going, did I do progress on my half and half? I did not work on my half and half this week, which is a shame. I should have. I will work on it this weekend, because I love my half and half triangles wrap. So I did not work on that this past week, but I did work on my Big Cozy Cardi by Andrew Mowry. This is going to be that project that is ongoing forever. But great news, you guys. I did not stop mid-row. Look at that. It's not going to be folded in a weird way. It's this massive, massive, massive rectangle right now. Absolutely massive. So, as you can see, massive triangle. Rectangle. Oh my gosh. All right. And progress, not much. I kid you not. Every time I work on this for lunch breaks, I literally get like an inch. An inch. And that's 4 days worth of knitting. 4 days worth of knitting, and I only got an inch. But I usually only get like 3 rows a day, pretty much, for my lunch break, which sounds pretty sad when you think about it, but I don't have that long of a lunch break, and this is a lot of stitches on here, because this is the body of that Big Cozy Cardigan, or Big Cozy Cardi. It's the Big Cozy Cardi by Andrea Mowry of Joria Renee Knits, and this is the chestnut colorway, and I find it quite interesting how there is like this division here. Like, you can kind of see how it looks lighter up here and darker, and it does look like a definitive line. But the crazy part is, you guys, this is the crazy part, because I'm pretty sure, nope, I did. because I joined right here. So this is where I joined. So this is hand-dyed yarn for you. If you never, I'm sure you hear this all the time. I hear it all the time because I say it all the time, but I hear it from many others as well. For when you work with hand-dyed yarn, you should alternate skeins, and this is why, because you will get some like spots of dark and light if you don't want a division. So this is a cardigan, so it's gonna be on my back and on my sleeves. So I'm not as worried about it. Again, I wasn't concerned. But if you were doing like a knit and around sweater and you wanted it to look very cohesive, I do recommend alternating skeins because this can happen. I feel like it's good to show these kind of things because sometimes when I say these kind of things, others don't understand what I mean by it, but this is what I mean by it. There's like, it kind of is a nice block of color where this is lighter and this is a little bit darker. And the crazy part is, these were dyed up in the same dye lot. This is the same dye lot. It depends on how it moves in the dye bath. There's so many things that could cause this to happen because it's hand dyed, so it's not going to be identical. And I'm not a machine, I'm a person, so it's not going to be identical. The heat is different, like in each one. It might get hotter quicker on the other, depending on how the hot plates are. There's so many things that can affect the way that it dyes. So usually, if you want to avoid this, you should do 2 walls at a time, so 2 different colors. And then what you do, or 2 different color, like 2 different skeins, same color, 2 different skeins. And then what you do, like, see, it's really not that bad, but it is slightly different. So what you would do is you knit a row with one color or one colorway, and then you would go to the one end and then you knit the next row with the other ball and just carry it up the side of your work. I have done that before. I've done it with a sweater. It's a little tedious. Primarily it's just tedious because you need to kind of keep track of which ball you're using, but again, it's not the end of the world if you knit 2 rows and then knit 2 rows with another one. It's just, it kind of helps this get more evenly distributed, so it's not like this thick line of color differentiation, if that makes any sense. I hope it makes sense. There are many videos about alternating skeins out there on YouTube, like everything else, so definitely YouTube it if you're confused by what I'm talking about. I can see why you might get confused, but hopefully it made sense. Yeah, this is the big cozy cardi. And as always, I'm getting there. I feel like I say that every single week. I'm getting there, but I am. I knit another inch. So I think I have like 4 more inches. So at that rate, if I do an inch a week, at that rate, I guess it'll take me 4 more weeks or 5 more weeks, and then I'll finally be working on the collar. It is a project. This is a project. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It looks easy and quick because it's just this massive rectangle, and then you do certain things to it. It's a paid for pattern. So you do certain things to it, and then you knit your collar. It can't be that hard, right? Like, it can't be, but it is a textured pattern. This is a textured pattern repeat that you're doing. So it takes a little bit of focus, and it's a lot of stitches because it's fingering weight. So, oi. But this is my chestnut colorway, and it is on my Peruvian Highland wool base. I didn't tell you that. It's one of my favorite bases. It's super buttery, soft, it's fluffy, it has this beautiful bounce, and amazing stitch definition if you're looking for something to do texture stitches, to do cabling. I highly recommend my Peruvian Highland wool base. It's so good. So yeah, if there's any colors that you like on the website that are not currently dyed up on the Peruvian Highland wool base, please reach out to me. I'm so happy, more than happy, to do a custom dye job for you. I love to do that. That's kind of the main thing I like to do, is custom dye jobs. So definitely reach out to me if you want either the chestnut colorway or any other colorways dyed up on that, because I love the Peruvian Highland Wool base. It makes amazing sweaters. It makes amazing everything, but especially sweaters. So it's going to be a wonderful blanket cardigan when I finally get there. So apparently 5 more weeks. So you might have 5 more weeks of dealing with me saying, I made progress. It's the most basic progress. It doesn't even look interesting because it's a big rectangle, but I want to share it with you because I did. I worked on it just a little bit. So it's progress. It is progress. So I think that is it for my works in progress. Then what am I talking about? Other projects I'm working on. I had to take a sip of something. I feel like I just spewed all that out at you guys really fast. So, talk about this for a second, because it is intriguing. Not sponsored, by the way. I purchased this with my own money. There is this, I'm sure you'll hear about it. You probably saw it on Instagram, because that's where I saw it. I think it was Instagram. Probably was, because I'm on Instagram the most out of, I think, all of my social media that I interact on. And it's called, I think it's Rytzy, R-Y-Z-E, I think that's it. So this is only my second day consuming it. It's a coffee, it's not a coffee alternative per se, because there is some coffee in it. There is. And it's a mushroom coffee is what it's called. Mushroom coffee. And this is, like I said, my second day. I consumed it yesterday evening, early evening, when I got home from work, which is risky because caffeine and I, not a good idea late at night. But it was like 5 o'clock. Well, 6. So I drank that, and then I had it for breakfast today. I had it with my breakfast, and then I made a little mixed shake. Basically, I blended that with a whole banana, frozen banana, and a heaping teaspoon of cocoa powder, and a spoonful of that Brightsea coffee, mushroom coffee, and I put a little hot water in there first with the coffee blend and mix that up. And then I put the cocoa powder and 1 whole banana and 8 ounces of almond milk and, I don't know, 4 ice cubes. This is completely random, not a good recipe, but you could try it, give it a whirl. And I have to say, I'm actually very impressed. I liked it as regular coffee. I had for this morning, I just did the coffee mix with my almond milk, just a little almond milk, hardly any. And I have to say, it's pretty decent. Now, I have to put a disclaimer out. I like healthy food. I mean, the flavor of healthy food. So I'm not a huge sugar fanatic, except I do like baked goods and candy, chocolate. I like chocolate and baked goods. However, I do like healthy food, so I am a big veggie person, which is why we have our big veggie garden and all that kind of thing. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. I've heard some people say that it's very earthy and they don't like the taste of it because of that. So if there's a way you can try a sample somehow, I'm not sure how. Maybe they have samples on their website. I have no idea. But I did notice I don't crash. So because I took it this morning at breakfast, I did find I had energy throughout the day. And I felt very alert early in the day. So I'm not, I switched to decaf almost a year ago now, I want to say. And once in a blue moon, I'll drink regular coffee, but I did switch to decaf. So I did want to kind of put that as a disclaimer as well. This is, my understanding, is regular coffee, but it's at a much lower level. So it's about half of the caffeine level of regular coffee. So it technically probably has higher caffeine than decaf coffee. But there is supposed to be a decaf version of that mushroom coffee, which that would be my next step, would be to try that, because I do like decaf. But I have to say, it doesn't have the jittery feeling. The caffeine that's in it does not have that like jittery effect. I don't feel anxious. I do feel like I can focus, kind of. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I just felt more alert earlier on in the day when normally it takes me a little while to kind of like wake up for the day. I did feel more alert. This is, again, only one day's worth of using it, so take it with a grain of salt. And, yeah, it just, there's all kinds of effects that it says, because there's mushrooms, it's supposed to be like anti-inflammatory and all this kind of stuff. So that's part of the reason I wanted to try it, because, you know, I'm just trying to eat healthier and do positive things for my body the best I can. I'm trying to do the best I can. For those of you that have been watching for a while, you'll kind of understand a little bit more about my health history that's been going on recently, but just trying to take the best care of myself that I can. That's basically what it is. I'm just trying to get myself healthy as I can and eat as healthy as I can. So, and I do like coffee. I like the taste of coffee, and I do like to drink it occasionally. So if I can find an alternative that I can enjoy once in a while, there we go. So I just wanted to say that in case you're someone who is needing to change and not drink coffee, you know, this might be an alternative for you. I didn't try, I think it's the chicory. I think that's the one. It's a decaf version of the mushroom coffee, but it's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. The price is high, but if you're someone who goes out and buys, I don't, but if you're someone who goes to like Starbucks or gets like a fancy coffee, it's like your little splurge, right? So if you get your little splurge every day or what have you, then this would fall into your price range, I would say. And it would still be cheaper than doing that. So if you're looking for an alternative and you buy fancy coffee drinks all the time, this would fall in your price range. If you're someone like me who doesn't drink coffee all the time, it's a little expensive. But if it does actually have the benefits it claims, like if it does actually help with like inflammation, doesn't make me jittery, things like that, that would probably be good. So we'll see. It's also supposed to help you like sleep at night. I mean, I slept okay last night. So who knows? But there you have it. Mushroom coffee. There's all kinds out there too. This is just the one I tried because it was all over Instagram and it kept getting my face, and I'm like, well, it's anti-inflammatory and it's not supposed to make you jittery, and well, who knows? Let's give it a try. And there you go. So their advertising worked for me. They sucked me in. But for the rest of Life Update, end of things, so that's why I'm going to try to wrap things up here. I have to pick green beans. We have so many green beans right now. It is unreal. And even more so than the green beans, we need to go through and clear out our peaches. So our peach trees, hopefully we'll get some peaches this year, but it's not promising because there were a lot of bugs that got into them because we didn't treat them. So apparently with peaches, you're supposed to treat the trees in the winter time, which is so strange to me, and then you're supposed to like drape them and protect them from these bugs, because otherwise in the spring these bugs burrow into them and then lay their eggs, and that's disgusting, and then you can't eat them, obviously, because that's gross. So, but on a positive note, any peaches that are creepy, our chickens will eat them, and our ducks. So that's good. We can't enjoy them, but our critters will enjoy them, so there you go. Free food for the birds. Oh, I tell you. but it, like I said, it's 91 degrees here, so I'm gonna have to get changed because I'm wearing my little, I don't know why I can't think of what this little pattern is called, but I love this pattern. I would like to make another one. It is a little tee, and it is using, again, a cotton wool blend. This is O wool, and I think it's the Balance blend, so it's 50-50, 50% merino and 50% cotton, and then it's just in like this kind of a light gray color. And I knit this little sweater up, and it's so comfortable. So I wore this to work today, and it's just extremely comfortable. It breathes well. Now, if I'm running around in 90-degree weather, yeah, would not be comfortable. But I was in air conditioning and 90-degree weather outside. I think it was in the 80s when I went to lunch outside, and I was in the shade, and I was comfortable. I was quite comfortable. I did not get overheated. But if I was in 90 degrees, I would be too hot. But I have to say, other than that, I mean, the fact that this is so airy because of all this beautiful lace work was actually quite comfortable. So, there you go. I will try to find the pattern so I can list it in the notes below. If you go to more info under the video, it should be listed there. That way you'll know what pattern it is, because I did really enjoy knitting it. I actually knit this, if you don't know the story, I knit this down to like almost the whole yoke, and I messed up. This was the first time when I first made it, and I had to rip it back and completely start over. So that's a fun fact. Put lifelines in. There you go. But I'm pretty bad about lifelines. If I do a lifeline, I usually do it before a pattern section and then after the pattern section. So there you go. Lifelines might save your life. But yep, gotta get back to the rigmarole of things. But I just wanted to hop on here and say hi to you guys. I hope you are doing well. I'd love to hear from you. What are you working on? Are you still okay? So we are in the end of July. We're almost in August, and I've been hearing about Halloween stuff at stores, which just like Joanne and Michael's are talking about Halloween stuff, which I can't even think about right now, and I don't want to think about right now. But I've been hearing more and more people wanting to knit long sleeve shirts, like sweaters and stuff. I'm not there yet. I am still very much, other than my cardi, I started that a long time ago. But I'm currently knitting with like summer stuff still, but I am starting to think about sweaters just because, I want to get working on that when it starts getting cooler so that I can wear it when it's cold. So I am thinking about it. So I don't know, what are you guys working on? Are you working on your summer projects? Like, what projects are you working on? Definitely comment below. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Are you doing any test knitting? Because I did apply for a test knit. We'll see if I get accepted. I'm not going to say who it is and what it's for, but I did apply because it's a long sleeve sweater, the one I applied for, and I thought, well, why not? One, I would love to do more long sleeve sweaters. The pattern looks beautiful, so we will see. We'll see. But I think that is it. I'll let you guys get back to it, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.